Night has fallen low, wrapping everything around you in a thick veil of black velvet, dense, yet strangely gentle. In this moment, as the noise of the outside world retreats like a quiet tide, there is only you and the absolute silence of this small room. You lie there, feeling the weight of your body slowly sink into the softness of the mattress, while your mind seems to hover somewhere undefined, unable to settle. Have you ever wondered why, at the very moment we are about to sleep, our souls awaken questions that daylight never seems to touch? These are not questions seeking numbers, facts, or clean logic. They are questions that turn toward the Creator, toward the one we call God, even when He seems to be holding a profound silence. We are often taught that we must find answers, that we must understand His will in order to feel at peace. But tonight, I invite you to try something entirely different. Tonight, try sleeping beneath the shadow of unanswered questions. Imagine that every worry troubling you, every concern about the future, every regret about the past, is actually a soft pillow God has already placed there for you to rest your head upon. Have you ever considered that His silence may not be rejection, but an invitation to let go of your need to control everything? As you close your eyes, let your mind drift toward the towering cliffs of faith, where strong winds blow and clouds hide the mountain peaks. You stand there and ask Him why your path has been so uneven, why the people you love must suffer, why your most sincere efforts seem to vanish into uncertainty. And instead of thunder or clear instructions written in the sand, you hear only the rustling of the wind through leaves and the steady rhythm of your own heartbeat. Could it be that God is saying that not knowing is one of the highest forms of grace He gives you? If you knew every turn your life would take, would you still need His guiding hand? If every question were answered instantly, would faith still have space to grow in the darkness of uncertainty? Tonight, let those questions stand around your bed like silent guardian angels. They are not here to keep you awake. They are here to protect the mystery of your life. Feel your breathing, slow and deep. With every inhale, welcome the presence of the unknown. With every exhale, release the burden of having to figure everything out. You do not need to be the architect of your destiny at 3 a.m. You do not need to be the judge of your own failures while the world is asleep. There is a strange freedom in accepting that there are places in your heart for which only God holds the key, and that He chooses not to open them yet. Does that make you anxious, or does it bring a quiet relief, knowing that the weight of understanding does not rest on your shoulders? Think of a child resting in a mother's arms. The child does not ask about tomorrow's journey, does not question where food comes from or how the house is run. The child simply sleeps, because it knows it belongs to a love greater than all questions. You are the same. You are resting in the palm of the one who holds the entire universe in perfect order. Your questions may be as vast as the ocean, but He is the steady shoreline that embraces it. Why exhaust yourself trying to empty the sea with the small spoon of human intellect? Let the waves of your questions lull you into sleep. Let the silence of God cover you like a warm blanket on a cold winter night. That silence is not empty. It is full of presence. It is the silence of a father watching his child sleep, choosing not to wake the child with explanations too complex for a tired mind. Are you troubled by prayers that seem to go unanswered? By long nights when you kneel down and receive nothing but the stillness of the room in return? Have you ever considered that this very lack of response may be God's way of protecting you from things you are not yet ready to receive, or that He is preparing a greater capacity within you to hold something far greater? Tonight, place those unanswered prayers beside your pillow. Do not analyze them one more time. Let them rest there, quiet and sacred. When you loosen your hands, relax your legs, and allow your head to sink deeply into softness, you are performing one of the highest acts of worship, unconditional trust. Trust is not being certain of the outcome. Trust is sleeping peacefully even when the outcome remains unknown. Feel the space around you begin to expand. You are no longer confined by the narrow anxieties of the ego. You are flowing into eternity, where time is not measured by passing minutes but by peace of the soul. God has questions for us, just as we have questions for Him. He may be asking you, will you dare to love me when you cannot see me? Will you dare to rest when everything around you seems to be falling apart? And the most beautiful answer you can offer him tonight is the steady breathing of deep sleep. It is how you tell the universe that you trust his sovereignty more than your own anxiety. Let thoughts of tomorrow dissolve like thin smoke in the wind. Tomorrow will have worries of its own, and God has already promised to be there before you arrive. So why exhaust yourself by going there first with a weary mind tonight? Stay here, in this room, in this moment, under the shadow of the Almighty's wings. Do you see it now? Darkness is not frightening when you realize it is where the brightest stars appear. Your unanswered questions are those stars. They do not light up the entire path, but they remind you that there is a sky far greater than what your eyes can see. Relax the muscles of your face. Let your forehead release the lines carved by calculation. Let your shoulders drop, laying aside the armor of self-defense you have worn all day long. You do not need to protect yourself tonight. There is one who never sleeps, watching over your soul. He stands among your questions and smiles, because he knows the ending of the story, and he knows that ending is good. Your uncertainty is the space where miracles are born. If everything were clear, miracles would have nowhere to exist. Learn to love this mystery. Sleep with what feels unfinished, because in God's eternity, everything is already complete. Do you hear the whisper of the night? It tells the stories of saints who walked for decades through fog without knowing their destination, knowing only that a hand was holding theirs. You are on such a journey too. Do not light a torch to see too far into the future. That light would only blind you to the steps right in front of you. The only light you need tonight is the gentle light of acceptance that you are human, and that humans are allowed not to know. Let your soul become like a still lake at night, without ripples of questioning. Questions may fall like raindrops, but the lake remains calm, receiving them all and letting them sink into its depths. You do not need to answer God, and God does not need to explain himself to you. Your connection with him tonight goes beyond language, beyond right and wrong, beyond success and failure. It is the connection of life itself, of pure existence. You exist because he wants you to exist. You sleep because he designed your body to be restored in darkness. Honor that design. Let your cells rest. Let your mind be washed clean of the dust of doubt. When you sleep beneath unanswered questions, you are truly living in faith. Faith is not a finish line. Faith is how you walk through the dark with a quiet smile. Imagine a field of sunflowers at night. They no longer turn their faces toward the sun. They bow their heads in quiet stillness, waiting for a new dawn without fear, without anxiety over whether the sun will rise again. They trust the order of nature, the design of the Creator. Be like those flowers. Bow your head before the greatness of what you do not yet know. Let sleep come to you as a gift, not as an escape. You are not running away from your questions. You are simply placing them in a drawer of your heart and handing the key to God. He will open it at the right time, when your soul is strong enough to understand what it holds. For now, your only task is to let go. Let go of control. Let go of the pride of the mind that wants to see and explain everything. Let go even of the fear of emptiness. You are not alone in this darkness. The silence you hear is the breath of God blending with your own. He is here, in this room, in the warmth of the blanket that covers you. He does not need you to understand him. He only asks that you trust him. Let your final thoughts melt into this peace. No more why. No more when. No more how. There is only you and him. There is only complete rest. You are drifting into a gentle ocean of forgetting, where questions grow smaller and fainter until they disappear into the light of divine presence. Sleep now, weary yet hopeful soul. Sleep beneath the shelter of heavenly mysteries. The world will keep turning. The stars will keep burning. And God's love will continue to surround you, even when you are no longer aware of it. This sleep is a blessing. It is a quiet confirmation that you are loved, not because of what you understand, but because of who you are, his child. Sink deeper, and deeper still, into absolute stillness, where every question finds rest in the heart of the Eternal One. Silence is never an empty void. It is the highest language the human soul can receive in true humility. When you begin to sense the breath of the Creator woven into each beat of your heart, you will realize that all the resistance you have carried in your mind has only been small ripples on the surface of a far greater reality. You are standing at the threshold of a silent transformation, where the small ego, with its restless demands for explanation, begins to dissolve, making room for a wider and more compassionate acceptance than you have ever known. Look into the darkness filling the room now. Do not see it as the absence of light, but as a soft velvet curtain God has drawn to protect the intimacy of this spiritual encounter. In this darkness, all material forms fade, and what remains is the essential pulse of life vibrating within you. This is the moment when book knowledge and rigid doctrines fall silent, because they cannot reach the depth of your pain or your longing for peace. Only His living presence can fill the spaces that reason leaves behind when it grows exhausted from trying to solve the riddles of destiny. Consider letting go as the bravest act a human being can perform. Letting go does not mean surrendering to defeat or giving up on life. It means placing absolute trust in a wisdom greater than your own, a wisdom that governs the universe. We cling tightly to everything, painful memories, future plans, because we fear that if we loosen our grip, we will vanish into nothingness or lose control of our lives. But that control is only an illusion created by the ego to soothe humanity's deepest fear of impermanence. As you lie here in the arms of the night and entrust your breath to the natural order, you are taking part in a sacred ritual of surrender. God does not ask you to solve the problems of the world, or even the problems of your own life, tonight. He knows the limits of human existence, which is no more than a drop in the vast ocean. He wants you to understand that some wounds can only be healed in silence, and some answers can only be found when you stop asking questions. Let your mind become like a small boat that has lowered its sails after a long day of battling the waves. Now it needs only to let the current of grace carry it wherever God has already decided it should go. The exhaustion you are feeling is not merely the weariness of muscles or the slowing of neural signals. It is the cry of a soul that has gone too long without being nourished by the living water of divine peace. You have tried to be a good person, a successful person, a responsible person, carrying on your shoulders the heavy expectations of family and society. But have you ever stopped to ask what God truly wants from you? He does not need dazzling achievements or loud applause from the world, because all of that will eventually fade into dust. What He treasures most is your honesty in your weakest moments, when you dare to face your emptiness and whisper, "I cannot do this alone." That is the moment when His power becomes most visible, because it is in human weakness that the strength of God is made complete. Let this weariness become a silent prayer lifted toward the throne of mercy, where every sin is forgiven and every wound is wrapped in unconditional love. You do not need to be perfect to be loved. His love for you existed before you were formed in your mother's womb, and it will remain long after your final breath leaves your body. Imagine a child resting in its mother's arms after crying uncontrollably over a broken toy or a scraped knee. That child does not need to understand why the pain happened or how to fix what was lost. It only needs to feel warmth and hear the steady rhythm of its mother's heart to feel completely safe. You are that child in your relationship with the Creator. Your worries about money, your inner conflicts, are like broken toys in the eyes of His all-knowing love. He does not mock your pain. He holds you together with your pain, teaching you that the deepest comfort does not come from changing external circumstances, but from transforming the posture of your heart. Tonight's sleep is a small rebirth, a quiet renewal in which every cell of your body is gently reset to vibrate at the frequency of peace rather than anxiety. As you sink into sleep, you enter a state where all boundaries, between self and others, between you and God, begin to dissolve, leaving only a mysterious oneness. This is where the secrets of the kingdom of heaven are whispered to your soul through pure dreams. Even if you cannot remember them clearly when you wake, you will sense a new strength flowing through your veins. We often fear what tomorrow may bring, and that fear becomes a ghost that steals our precious rest. But remember this, a tomorrow does not yet exist, and yesterday has already passed away. Only this present moment is real, only this moment can be touched and lived fully. God is the God of the eternal present, and He is inviting you to stop worrying about a future He already holds in His hands. Every worry you carry is, in a quiet way, an insult to His providence, because it suggests that you trust your own predictions more than the guidance of the One who created the galaxies. Look at the delicate precision of a bird's wing or the quiet resilience of a blade of grass by the roadside. If He cares so deeply for such small creatures, how could He abandon you, who were created in His own image? Doubt is one of the greatest barriers separating the human heart from peace, yet even doubt can become a bridge drawing you closer to Him, if you allow it to lead you toward the right questions about the purpose of your existence. Do not force negative thoughts away with violence. Instead, observe them like clouds passing across the sky of your mind, and then let them dissolve into the vast openness of awareness. In that gentle letting go, peace will begin to return, quietly, steadily, faithfully. In the deep layers of sleep, your soul will travel through realms the rational mind has never reached, places where time does not exist and the limits of matter fall away. There, you meet your true self, a self made of light, untouched by the worries of the world. You will begin to see that every outward search has been in vain, because the treasure you have always longed for has been resting in your heart all along, waiting to be uncovered through stillness and prayer. God is not far away on distant clouds. He is present in the very emptiness you feel, because it is precisely in that emptiness that He can pour His grace. Let this sleep become a cleansing ritual, washing away the dust of resentment and envy, so that when morning comes you will see the world with fresh eyes and a heart full of compassion. Every exhale is a release of what has grown old. Every inhale is a welcome of new life from the sacred source. You are surrounded by a shield of protection that no dark power can penetrate, for you are chosen to receive a peace that surpasses all human understanding. Reflect on the wonder of how your body heals itself while you sleep, without any conscious effort from you. Your heart keeps its rhythm. Your lungs move steadily. Billions of chemical reactions unfold with perfect precision to sustain your life. Is this not the clearest evidence of a higher intelligence at work within you? If He can govern such complex processes flawlessly, why would you not trust Him with the troubles of your mind and heart? You do not need to strive to be holy or morally perfect to be heard. He listens to the cries of the most broken and sinful with endless patience. His silence tonight is not indifference, it is an invitation to go deeper within, to find Him in the stillness itself. Sometimes God answers not with dramatic events or visible miracles, but with a strange and gentle calm that appears in the middle of life's storms. That calm is His signature upon your soul, a seal declaring that you belong to Him and that nothing can separate you from His love. As you feel yourself drifting toward dreams, let thoughts of gratitude fill your mind instead of thoughts of lack. Be grateful for a free breath, for a warm place to rest, for even the trials that have shaped you into someone strong in spirit and tender in heart. Gratitude is the key that opens the gates of heaven here and now, because it reveals that everything that comes to you is a gift, disguised in different forms. Even sorrow has its own beauty when seen through the lens of spiritual growth. God does not promise to remove every burden from your life, but He promises to walk with you as you carry them, and in that companionship, the weight becomes lighter than you ever imagined. Let untold stories, unfulfilled dreams, and bitter failures melt into the ocean of divine compassion. You are part of a great design. For now, you can see only a few small pieces, but trust that when the whole picture is revealed, you will stand in awe of its beauty and justice. In this absolute stillness, you may hear the whispers of angels guarding your sleep, and feel the warmth of unseen wings covering the room. This is holy ground, where the barriers between heaven and earth dissolve, and you are allowed to rest in the heart of the Eternal One. Do not resist the gentle wave of drowsiness as it carries you under. This is how your body answers the call of rest. Let your mind become as blank as a clean page, so God may write upon it messages of hope and comfort for the coming day. You do not need to bring anything into this sleep, not even long prayers, because He already knows your needs before you speak. A single glance toward Him, filled with trust, is enough to connect you to the endless energy of the universe. Let His presence become the softest pillow for your weary head, and let His promises be the warmest blanket, guarding you from the cold of loneliness. You are entering a state of pure being, where all labels of status, money, and fame lose their meaning. Here, you are simply a soul longing to return to its source, and God is the final resting place of every journey. Feel relaxation spreading from the crown of your head down to the soles of your feet, as each muscle loosens and all tension dissolves into the air. You are becoming as light as a drifting cloud, floating freely in vast space, with no beginning and no end. This peace is the most precious possession you have, one that no one can take from you, because it rises from within and is secured by the one who never changes. Sleep with the deep assurance that no matter how chaotic the world becomes or how life rises and falls, you are always protected in the palm of the Creator's hand. Your sleep itself is a powerful confession of faith, declaring that you trust in the goodness of life and in the guidance of a power greater than yourself. Every moment that passes in this stillness is an opportunity for deep healing within your subconscious, where painful memories have long taken root. God is using the silence of the night to pull out the roots of fear and to plant seeds of courage and trust in their place. When the sun rises tomorrow, you will not be the same person you were yesterday, because you have been washed in the waters of sacred rest. Let the rhythm of your heartbeat become a quiet hymn of praise to the one who granted you the gift of life and the privilege of experiencing every shade of human emotion. Do not worry if a trace of uncertainty still lingers, it is only the echo of the ego, trying to hold on before it is submerged in the ocean of peace. Smile gently at that uncertainty, and then let it drift away like a dry leaf on a stream. You are loved. You are protected. You are being guided toward the eternal light of truth. Let the darkness become a trusted companion, because it is only in darkness that the stars can shine at their brightest. Your soul also needs the quiet shadows of stillness in order to reflect the light of God in its fullness. Tonight is a night of reconciliation with yourself, with your past, and with all that has wounded you. Forgive everything, because you yourself have already been forgiven by infinite mercy. Forgiveness is not a gift you give to others, it is a gift you give yourself, so your soul may soar freely in dreams. God is smiling as He watches you sleep, because He sees in you a pure beauty that you yourself sometimes fail to notice. You are His masterpiece, and He will never allow that masterpiece to be destroyed by the storms of this world. Trust. Rest. Let His love be your only reality tonight. Your mind now is like a perfectly still lake, without a single ripple of thought. All ideas of right and wrong, success and failure, have faded away, leaving only a deep and steady sense of presence. You are breathing with the breath of the universe, vibrating in harmony with the heartbeat of God. There is no boundary between you and the sacred, because you are in Him and He is in you, fully and completely. This is the mystical communion that saints have long sought, and you are experiencing it now, within the simplicity of peaceful sleep. Let this peace sink deeply into every cell, every atom of your body, and transform you from within. You do not need to do anything at all, only to be present and allow grace to do its work. This sleep is a priceless gift, a true rest for body, mind, and soul after long days spent chasing fleeting values. Imagine an ancient forest at night, where all creatures lie in peaceful sleep under the protection of the greater natural order. You, too, are part of this spiritual ecosystem, and you have the right to rest completely, without guilt or anxiety about unfinished tasks. The world will be just fine without your intervention for the next few hours, because the one who never sleeps is awake, watching over everything for you. He guides the stars and directs the ocean currents, and He certainly knows how to arrange your life in the most perfect order. Entrust all your plans, intentions, and worries to Him while you travel through the landscapes of dreams. You may be surprised to find that after a good night's sleep, solutions to even the most difficult problems appear clearly, as if they had already been prepared in advance. This is how higher wisdom works when human effort steps back and makes room for God to act. This stillness is inviting you to go even deeper, into the very center of being, where all the noise of the world falls silent. It is a sanctuary within your heart, a sacred place where you can speak directly with Him, without any mediator. Speak to Him in the language of the heart, through long, gentle breaths and absolute trust. He is listening to every beat of your heart and understands every burden you cannot put into words. Let His presence become a warm current flowing along your spine, driving away the cold of fear. You are being bathed in a stream of divine cleansing, where guilt and insecurity are washed away. You stand before Him in the nakedness of your soul, and He clothes you with righteousness and love. Tonight there is no judgment, only understanding and limitless compassion for a soul longing to return home. Sleep is drawing closer than ever, like a kind old friend opening wide its arms to welcome you. Let your eyelids grow heavy. Release every effort to stay alert. You are entering a dimension of complete freedom, where the laws of matter no longer bind you. There, you may soar among the stars and feel the vastness of God's love filling every corner of the universe. You will realize that you have never been alone and never will be, because His presence is your breath, your light, and your life. Let your final thoughts be thoughts of peace and hope, for these are the seeds that will grow into a bright and meaningful new day. You deserve rest. You deserve love. You deserve every blessing God has prepared for you. Sink deeply into this stillness, deeper still into the infinite mercy of the Creator. There is nothing left to worry about, nothing left to fear. There is only complete rest in the arms of a gentle Father, soothing His beloved child after a long and difficult day. The world outside may still be full of turbulence, but in this room and in this heart, only the peace of God reigns. Let this sleep be your most sincere prayer of gratitude for all that He has done, is doing, and will do for you. You are protected. You are guided. You are loved with an eternal love that never changes. Sleep now, little soul, so precious in the eyes of God. Sleep in His peace. As you become fully immersed in this quiet space, let your mind open wide like a vast field under pure moonlight. The peace of God is not a temporary state or a passing feeling. It is a powerful undercurrent, flowing steadily beneath the wild waves of life. Now you are touching that current, feeling its gentle yet unshakable strength holding your entire being. Reflect on the wondrous providence He has given you, from the moment you were a tiny spark of life in your mother's womb to this very breath. Every event, whether radiant joy or piercing pain, is a colored thread woven by His skilled hand into the tapestry of your life. At times, you see only the tangled knots on the underside and feel confused. But God sees the finished pattern from above, where everything has its place and its meaning. Let this awareness sink into every cell, bringing you absolute assurance that nothing happens outside His loving will. Even in the darkest nights of the soul, when you feel abandoned and lost, He is still there, quietly preparing new strength for you to endure. You do not need to strain to control the future or decode the mysteries of destiny. Everything rests securely in the wounded yet all-powerful hands of Christ. Imagine placing all your plans, your intentions, and even your fears about tomorrow on the altar of your heart and offering them fully to Him. When you release control, you receive the true power of peace. It is the freedom of a child sleeping soundly on a father's strong shoulders as he walks through a dark forest. The child does not need to know where the path leads. It only needs to know that the Father is carrying them, and that He knows the way home. Now let your mind drift toward the small graces you often forget in the rush of daily life. The aroma of a morning cup of coffee. The smile of a stranger on the street. The cool breeze moving through the leaves. Or simply the ability to breathe this clean air. Each of these small things is a love letter God has written just for you, reminding you that He cares about every detail of your life. When you begin to recognize His presence in ordinary moments, the world around you starts to change. Difficulties are no longer stones blocking your path, but steps lifting you higher on your spiritual journey. You will find yourself responding to life not with anger or anxiety, but with deep compassion and a quiet calm. That calm is born from having found your anchor in eternity, where no storm can shake you. Go deeper into this relaxed state, where the boundary between body and soul begins to blur. You are becoming one with the breath of the universe, a breath warmed by the Holy Spirit. Let Him illuminate the darkest corners of your heart, the places where old wounds, unhealed shame, and hidden resentments have been stored away. Do not be afraid to look at them. His light does not come to condemn, but to heal and restore. Imagine that light as sacred oil gently soothing the scars within you, softening what has grown hard, and mending what has been broken. You are being renewed, little by little, in the unconditional love of the Creator. You do not need to be perfect to be loved, because it is precisely in your weakness and brokenness that His strength shines most clearly. Accept yourself as He accepts you, with all your limits and imperfections, because you are a one-of-a-kind masterpiece still being shaped. In this absolute stillness, listen for the whisper of hope. Hope is not shallow optimism built on human calculations. It is a deep confidence in the promises of God. He has promised never to abandon you. He has promised plans meant to give you a future filled with hope. Let this hope become the guiding light of your dreams tonight. Let it drive away the shadows of exhaustion and despair. You are a warrior of light, carrying within you the seed of heaven. Your calling is to shine, even when the world around you seems wrapped in darkness. But to shine by day, you must first learn to rest fully by night. This sleep is sacred preparation, a restoration of strength so you can continue your mission of love and service. Feel a pleasant heaviness spreading from your feet to the top of your head. Every muscle is loosening. Every nerve is being soothed. You are floating on an ocean of mercy, where gentle waves cradle your soul. No noise from the outside world can enter this space. Financial worries, relationship struggles, work pressures, all of them have been pushed far away, growing small and insignificant before the greatness of God. You are standing at the meeting point of time and eternity, where every pain is comforted and every waiting finds its answer. Let your heart beat in rhythm with the heart of God, a rhythm of boundless compassion and endless patience. He is waiting for you in this sleep, to lead you through gardens of heaven, where there is no sorrow and no tears. Reflect on the power of forgiveness, not only forgiving others, but forgiving yourself. Perhaps you have carried the weight of regret for far too long, haunted by what if and why. Tonight, let it all fall away. God forgave you before you even asked. So why keep yourself locked in the prison of self-blame? Open the door and step into freedom. Forgiveness does not change the past, but it surely transforms the future. You are clearing space within your heart for grace to overflow. Feel fresh air filling your lungs as you release the last remnants of resentment. You are becoming light as a feather, ready to be carried wherever the Spirit of God desires. Your sleep is now a deep spiritual journey. It is not only rest for the body, but a return of the soul to its true source. You are entering the land of truth, where worldly illusions are stripped away and only the sacred core of existence remains. There, you will meet your truest self, the self created in the image of God, pure and holy. Let that self be nourished by the gentle milk of His word. Let silent prayers become lullabies guiding you into peaceful dreams. You are surrounded by an army of angels, unseen guardians standing watch beside your bed, keeping you safe from all harm. No nightmare can disturb you. No darkness can touch you. You belong to Christ, chosen and loved with a steadfast and unbreakable love. As you sink deeper into sleep, allow your awareness to dissolve into the vastness of God's love. Imagine yourself resting in green pastures beside still waters, just as the psalm describes. The Lord is your shepherd, watching over you as you sleep. He never slumbers. He is always awake, guarding His flock. His watchfulness guarantees your rest. You can completely let go, because He is carrying the world for you. With every exhale, release the remnants of a long and tiring day. With every inhale, receive fresh life from the eternal source. You are being washed in a fountain of spiritual renewal, where all weariness and aging fade away. Let your imagination paint a vision of a peaceful world, where love is the only language and understanding is the only law. This is the kingdom God has promised, and tonight that kingdom is beginning to take root within your heart. Every peaceful sleep of a trusting soul is a victory of light over darkness. By finding peace within yourself, you are contributing to the peace of the world. Let your mind roam freely, beyond the limits of space and time, sensing the sacred connection with all your brothers and sisters who are also seeking rest in God. We never walk alone. We are part of a mystical body, bound together by a love that can never be broken. Your weariness is now a gift, because it gently leads you back to rest in Him. Do not resist it. Welcome it as a tender invitation. Let the darkness of the night become a warm blanket that shelters you. In this darkness, the light of faith shines even more brightly. You do not need to see the road with physical eyes, for you are being guided by the eyes of the soul. Trust that guidance, even when it leads you along paths you have never known. God always has beautiful surprises prepared for those who dare to place their full trust in Him. Tomorrow may bring new opportunities, new encounters, and new miracles beyond anything you have imagined. But that is for tomorrow. For now, your only task is to rest deeply. Let these words become like a gentle symphony, sinking into your subconscious, nourishing and guarding you through the long night. You are surrounded by an atmosphere of holiness and reverence. Allow your breathing to slow down, to become steady and soft. Each breath is a silent Amen, a complete surrender to the will of God. You are melting into His presence like a drop of water dissolving into the vast ocean. There are no more boundaries, no more separation, only perfect communion. In this communion, you find strength to face every hardship, joy to share with others, and peace to endure every storm. Sleep in the confidence that you are wrapped in a power greater than any problem you face. God is greater than your fears, greater than your mistakes, greater than the entire world. He is smiling as He watches you, His beloved child, sleeping peacefully in His arms. Let that smile be the final image resting in your mind as you drift fully into dreams. You are safe. You are loved. You are blessed. All is well, and all will be well, because God is love, and His love endures forever. Let the silence of the night become a hymn praising His greatness, and let your sleep become your deepest act of worship. Sink even deeper into the softness of the mattress, feeling its complete support, as if you were being cradled on the clouds of heaven. There is no pressure on your body now, no tension in your mind. You have finished today's race, and now it is time to receive the reward of rest. Let painful memories fade like mist under the morning sun, leaving behind only beautiful lessons and gentle wisdom. You are being cleansed, renewed, and prepared for a new chapter in your life. Every morning is a small resurrection, and every night is a necessary letting go in order to rise again. Receive this natural and spiritual rhythm with humility and gratitude. God is continuing to write your story with strokes of grace. Even while you sleep, He is working in your life, arranging everything for the good of your soul. You can trust His providence completely. Let this deep relaxation soak into your dreams, turning them into experiences of freedom and heavenly joy. You may find yourself walking on water or flying among radiant galaxies, because with God, nothing is impossible. Let your soul freely explore the higher spiritual realms that a busy mind cannot reach during the day. You are being filled with energy from the endless source of divine love. As you slowly drift away from waking awareness, hold on to this warm feeling in your heart. It is the small flame of God's presence, a flame that will never go out, no matter how strong the storms may be. It will warm you in loneliness, light your way in darkness, and lead you home. You are part of a great design, an essential link in the chain of creation. Your presence in this world is not accidental. It is a loving intention of the Most High. Sleep with pride in your dignity, a dignity not based on what you do, but on who you are, our beloved child of God. Tonight, let the stars in the sky remind you of His faithfulness. Whether you see them or not, they are always there, shining above. God's love is the same. It always surrounds you, whether you feel it or not. Surrender yourself to that embrace without hesitation. You are in the safest place in the universe. Nothing can separate you from His love. Let this truth be the most powerful calming medicine, carrying you into deep, peaceful sleep, free from fear and filled only with gentle dreams. You deserve this quiet. You deserve this stillness after all your effort and perseverance. Listen to your heartbeat as it slows, becoming steady, moving in harmony with the universe. It is God knocking at the door of your heart, asking to dwell within you. Open the door and let Him fill every corner. Where He enters, fear must retreat and anxiety must fade. Only the radiant presence of the Alpha and the Omega remains, the beginning and the end. You are resting in the arms of the one who created time itself, so time no longer weighs upon you. One moment in his presence is worth more than 1,000 years elsewhere. Savor this eternal moment, even as you sleep. Now, as darkness covers the world and everything has fallen quiet, you and God are sharing a silent dialogue of love. No words are needed, only presence. Let that presence wrap around you like a cocoon, preparing you to emerge as a radiant butterfly tomorrow. You are being readied for greater things, for higher callings. But first, be a trusting child in the arms of your Father. Let every worry drift far away until it becomes no more than dust in the vastness of space. You are here. You are now. You are resting in His perfect peace. Sleep now, beloved soul. Sleep under the care of Almighty God, who loves you with a boundless love. All is complete for today, and all will begin anew tomorrow under the light of His mercy. Sink into sleep, deep, deep, into His eternal rest. In the absolute stillness of the dark night, when your breathing has become as light as a breeze passing through the leaves, allow your soul to sink even deeper into the vast ocean of mercy. You are not merely lying down to sleep. You are beginning a journey back to the source of life itself, where every boundary between your small self and the infinite presence of God completely disappears. Imagine that every cell in your body is now being bathed in a cool, gentle light, a light that does not blind, yet has the power to pass through every layer of exhaustion and pain. This is the moment to release the last fragments of pride or guilt that you may have gathered throughout the long day. God does not look at you through the lens of your mistakes. He looks at you with the eyes of a father gazing at his beloved child while the child sleeps peacefully. In this sleep, you are completely innocent, completely pure, as you were at the very beginning when the first breath of life was breathed into you. Feel true freedom, freedom that does not come from escaping responsibility, but from realizing that all your burdens are now being carried by shoulders far stronger than your own. You may hear the whisper of the night wind as a reminder that the world continues to move in perfect order without your constant worry. The control you have long tried to grasp is only an illusion of the mind. Now is the time for that mind to rest and make space for pure faith. Let faith guide you into spiritual realms where time is no longer measured by the ticking of a clock, but by the steady rhythm of grace. Every moment that passes in this rest is a priceless gift that no earthly treasure can buy. You are being renewed from the inside out, not only physical restoration, but the healing of deep fractures in the soul. Perhaps today you faced criticism, cold stares, or failures that made you doubt your worth. Remember this, the value of a diamond does not change whether it is buried in mud or forgotten by the world. You are that diamond in the hands of God, and tonight He is gently wiping the dust from your soul. Let the warmth of God's love reach the coldest, most hidden corners of your heart, places you have never dared to let anyone touch. He understands everything. He knows the deepest pains you cannot express in words. He does not judge those weaknesses. He embraces them and transforms them into strength, so you can stand more firmly tomorrow. Relax your hands. Do not cling to what has passed. Do not strain for what has not yet come. Your presence here, in this room, under this protection, is already perfect. You are surrounded by an army of angels, unseen guardians watching over your sleep, blocking negative thoughts and bringing dreams filled with the breath of heaven. Trust that every beautiful dream is a love letter from God, meant to encourage you, comfort you, and show you the bright horizons waiting ahead. As you sink deeper into this state of rest, notice the mysterious connection between you and all of creation. You are not alone in this sleep. Millions of other souls are resting as well, and all of us are being nourished by the same source of life. Send a silent wish of peace to those who are awake, those who are in pain, those who feel alone. In this quiet sharing, your soul grows wider and more compassionate. The peace you feel is not a private possession. It is a living current flowing from the heart of God into the world. Let that current wash away selfishness, jealousy, and small resentments. When you wake, you will find yourself with a new heart and new eyes, able to see life with understanding and gratitude. Imagine your soul as a calm lake reflecting the gentle light of a spiritual moon. No ripple of anxiety can disturb it now. From this higher place, you can see your life as a carefully woven tapestry, where even the dark threads give depth and beauty to the brighter colors of joy and success. Nothing is wasted in God's design. Even the tears you shed today will become precious jewels adorning the crown of perseverance. Continue to drift with the flow of stillness. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the warm mattress, as if the earth itself were holding you. This earth, this universe, was created to serve life, and you are the summit of that life. Never think of yourself as small or insignificant before the vastness of creation. The Creator has chosen you as a dwelling place for His presence. You carry the breath of the Most High within you, and that makes you greater than any star in the sky. Tonight, let that greatness reveal itself through the humility of sleep. When you sleep, you acknowledge that you are not the ruler of your life, that there is a greater one steering the vessel of your destiny. This acknowledgement brings immense relief. You no longer have to prove anything to anyone. You only need to be yourself, a fragile creation, yet unconditionally loved. Let this rest penetrate every tendon, every muscle, dissolving tension that has built up in your nervous system over many years. This is a deep spiritual cleansing, where all the toxins of anger, disappointment, and fear are released. You are becoming purer, lighter, and more open, ready to receive the new graces God has already prepared for you at dawn. Listen to the call of eternity echoing from the deepest place within your soul. It is a sound without words, a frequency of pure love gently recalibrating your inner rhythm. You are aligning with the pulse of the universe itself, the rhythm of continual creation and renewal, of dying and being reborn. Sleep is a small death each day, so that tomorrow you may rise again as someone new, with new strength and new possibilities. Do not fear the darkness, for it is in darkness that seeds begin to grow. In the depth of the night, God is quietly clearing the way before you, smoothing rough places and straightening winding paths. You can trust His guidance completely, even when you are no longer aware of anything at all. He is the Good Shepherd, who never allows His sheep to be lost in the night. Let this trust become the softest pillow beneath your head. Let hope become the warmest blanket covering your body. You are entering a natural state of meditation, where all thoughts dissolve into silence, and only pure being remains, resting in the arms of God. There is no past to regret, no future to fear, only the present moment of eternal peace. Reflect on His boundless kindness, the one who knows every hair on your head and understands every hidden desire of your heart. He cares for you more deeply than you care for yourself. When you are tired, He is your rest. When you are weak, He is your strength. When you are lost, He is the way. Tonight, He invites you to lay down every piece of armor you have worn to protect yourself. There is no need for defense inside the fortress of God. Open your heart completely and allow His love to rush in like a waterfall, washing away dryness and stone. You will feel a gentle joy rising within you, a joy not dependent on circumstances, but flowing from intimate union with the source of all joy. Let that joy spread through your body, softening your face even as you sleep. Lines of worry loosen. Your lips may form a quiet smile, because you know you are loved. This peace is a sure promise, a covenant God has sealed with your soul by His own life. It is unshakable and eternal. Nothing can take it away. As the night grows deeper, the silence becomes thicker and more mysterious. This is the hour of quiet miracles. While you sleep, God is doing what you cannot do on your own. He is healing broken relationships. He is opening doors you believed were closed. He is planting creative ideas that will rise to the surface when you awaken. Think of this sleep as a sacred meeting, where you entrust yourself completely to the one your soul loves most. Let your spirit rise to higher realms, where there is no pain and no tears, only the song of angels praising God's mercy. You are part of that song, a note that cannot be missing from the symphony of creation. Be grateful that you were chosen to exist, chosen to experience life in all its depth. Tonight, set aside the questions of why and how. Simply accept. Accept human limitation, and welcome divine infinity. You will discover that the smaller you become, the greater His presence grows within you. feel your breathing as a continuous prayer. Each inhale receives grace. Each exhale returns praise. This gentle exchange is the essence of life itself. You live in God, and God lives in you. There is no distance, no separation. You are one with your source. Let this truth make you feel completely safe. No matter how the world shakes, no matter how loudly life's storms rage, deep within you there is an unbreakable refuge, a sacred shelter where no enemy can enter. That is where God dwells, and every night He welcomes you home. Let the warmth of the room and the softness of your bed remind you of His careful attention to even your smallest needs. If He cares for the birds of the air and the flowers of the field, how could He forget you, created in His own image? Release every thought of lack. In God, you already have everything. You are richer than you know, stronger than you believe, and more deeply loved than you can imagine. Now, as your eyes are fully closed and awareness drifts into dreams, let God's blessing fall upon you like gentle night dew. May your sleep be made holy. May your soul be nourished. May your body be restored. You are entering sacred rest, where all darkness must retreat. God is your shield and your light in the night. You can fully let go now. No effort is required. Only a great surrender into His mercy. Let the darkness become the shadow of the Almighty's wings, cradling you. You are protected. You are cherished. You are held. Sink deeper, deeper still, into this peaceful sleep. All worries have faded. All burdens have been laid down. Only love remains, vast, endless love surrounding you. Sleep, beloved child. Sleep in the eternal peace of God. He is awake, watching over you. He is loving you with a love that never changes. Tonight, and forever, you belong to Him. In Him, your soul finds its true rest. Let the echo of this peace remain in your subconscious like an underground stream, endlessly nourishing hope and dreams. When you wake tomorrow, the sunlight will not only illuminate the world outside, but will also ignite a renewed faith within your heart. You will step into life with the calm strength of one who knows they are protected by God, not victorious by force or human wisdom, but by deep inner peace. But that is for tomorrow. For now, your only task, the most important one, is to sleep. Sleep well. Sleep deeply. Let the universe care for you. Let God love you in His own way. All is well. Everything rests within the care of mercy. You are safe. You are at peace. You are loved. Sleep in the eternal arms of God, who is all in all. This sleep is the beginning of something new, a new journey, a quiet transformation. Trust and rest. Peace be with you, now and forever. Amen.